When the EV revolution came, trucks weren't the focus of it. But given that those vehicles are some of the most popular in the Americas, it made sense to eventually bring them under the umbrella of EVs. And boy, the reception that they got. Unprecedented. But along came a bunch of problems. In today's video, we'll talk about the Ford F-150 Lightning electric pickup prices, rising 40% in 4 months. Starting off with the increase from the original price. The 2023 Ford F-150 Lightning electric pickup truck, which was first announced in May 2021, has seen its price increase multiple times in the past 4 months. The latest price hike, which Ford announced, sees the Pro model of the F-150 Lightning now costing $55,974, an increase of $4,000 from the original starting price of $39,974. This means that the electric pickup is now 40% more expensive than it was at its initial launch. The latest price increase has raised concerns among some consumers, as it could make the electric pickup less accessible for those who were considering purchasing one. Ford's F-150 Lightning is considered to be one of the most highly anticipated electric pickups on the market, as it is seen as a direct competitor to Tesla's Cybertruck. However, despite the price increase, Ford is still expecting high demand for the F-150 Lightning, and has stated that it will continue to offer incentives for those who are looking to purchase an electric vehicle. It's also worth noting that the price increase may be related to the increasing costs of raw materials and supply chain disruptions that were caused back when the COVID-19 pandemic was at its peak. While the pandemic may be on its last breath, the disruption that it caused will take some time to recover from, and maybe then we'll get to see a reduction in vehicle prices. Next up, the troubles that Ford has been facing. At first, it seems a little odd that despite the success that Ford received with the affordable price point of the Ford Lightning, they've still decided to increase the price, and not just once or twice, but 3 times now. But it's all owing to the cost of critical raw materials such as cobalt, nickel, and lithium, and supply chain constraints, as we talked about earlier, and much less a profit-making decision from the company as it seems. A Ford spokeswoman stated in an email said that the price adjustment is a normal course of business, but it appears that the company is not pleased with the increase. The initial starting price for the Lightning was around $40,000, making it more affordable than many EVs on the market, and it received praise from Wall Street for the same. However, with the latest price increase, it's actually cannibalizing its own distinct class of cheap but durable electric trucks. Following up, it's not all bad with the price increase. Ford's decision to increase the price of the F-150 Lightning is driven by the rising costs of materials and supply chain constraints. However, with this increase, the company's also looking to offer a bunch of extra features to the buyers. One of the most notable benefits is the increased driving range of 240 miles, which provides more distance on a single charge, making the vehicle more convenient for long-distance trips. Remember that the original was 230 miles. Additionally, Ford has also added Pro Trailer Hitch Assist technology, which makes towing and hauling easier and more efficient. This feature uses cameras and sensors to help drivers align the hitch with the trailer. This would allow the drivers to waste less time and energy by doing it manually, and instead make it more manageable and driving the truck a smooth and fun experience. But that's not all. Ford has also shown interest in bringing the truck to the Australian markets as well. While this may not be a feature for many, it will stand out to those in the Down Under, looking to purchase the vehicle. In that sense, they'd also be willing to pay the extra price. To sum it up, Ford does realize that a price increase is a cause of concern for many, if not all, and while they may not have much control over it, they've tried to compensate new buyers by giving added features. One thing to note is that consumers who had already placed their orders before the price hike was announced remain unaffected by this. Yay! Moving on, let's talk about why Ford is unable to keep up with the F-150 Lightning orders. First up, the high demand. Unsurprisingly, the F-150 Lightning, which has been highly anticipated by consumers and industry experts alike, has generated an overwhelming response from buyers. And why wouldn't it? The non-EV version of the truck has been the most popular in the US. With its innovative features, cutting-edge technology, and attractive price point, it's no surprise that demand for the vehicle has been extremely high. In fact, the company received approximately 200,000 reservations for the truck. The number itself is ginormous, but the bigger problem comes down to the fact that to produce and deliver this number, Ford is looking at a time frame of 3 years. This level of demand is unprecedented, and as a result, Ford had to stop accepting reservations for the truck. While this news was not well received by buyers who were eagerly waiting to to place their orders, it's understandable given the overwhelming demand. The company stated on its website that they're working diligently to ramp up production and will inform customers how and when they'll receive their cars. But it'll be done in waves, Tesla style. But here's our hot take. Even with the 3 times price hike, the F-150 seems almost too good to be true, and customers realize that. The teeny tiny problem here is that it has translated into orders that are way over Ford's capacity. So unless they can find a way to manage it, we'll be looking at tons of consumers waiting on their order for years. Not to mention that capacity that we've been talking about. To meet the high demand for the Lightning truck, Ford has made significant efforts to expand its production capacity and assembly line capacity. The company's constructing a new factory that's nearly the same size as the existing facility, which is already producing the vehicle. This new factory will be dedicated to the production of the Lightning truck and will include state-of-the-art assembly lines that are specifically designed to increase production efficiency and output. That's a whole lot of dedication to a single vehicle, right? Or maybe the company's got something more planned ahead. Because why else would Ford be investing in new technologies and automation systems? It's true that they'd want to further enhance the assembly process, allowing them to produce more vehicles in less time. But it's hard to believe that they wouldn't be looking to expand into other models as well. All in all, the decision to construct a completely new factory will not only help Ford to meet the current high demand for the Lightning truck, but also position the company to handle any future increase in demand. Following up, not being able to judge the situation correctly. Despite Ford's ambitious plans to invest $50 billion in its electric vehicle (EV) program over the next 4 years, the success of its electric F-150 pickup truck was not a given, mostly because of the fact that they were a little late to the EV party. And even though Tesla and other companies already had captured most of the EV market, they didn't have what Ford has, the confidence of being America's favorite car brand. And it showed in the data. Stats about the F-150 EV were more than what Ford could have expected. The truck has received high demand from consumers and is now considered a strong competitor in the EV market, particularly against the Rivian R1T and also the not yet available Tesla Cybertruck. This success can be attributed to a combination of factors, such as Ford's reputation for producing rugged and reliable trucks, as well as the company's efforts to market the F-150's capabilities and features to potential buyers. Plus, the F-150's electric powertrain offers benefits such as instant torque and reduced operating costs, compared to traditional gasoline engines. As the demand for electric vehicles continues to grow, the Ford F-150 is well positioned to capture a significant portion of the market. Ford is coming back for it, albeit slowly. Coming up, and then there's the raw material fiasco, probably the biggest factor to play the role in Ford's misery. And funnily enough, Ford's not even the only company that has faced shortages. In fact, most companies that deal in electronic parts, especially chips, went through a ton of trouble and still are. From Sony's PlayStation troubles to Apple's entire iPhone lineup strategy changing because of this, it was all due to the shortage of chips. And let's not forget how the crypto market and the demand for GPUs also played a huge role in this entire problem. But ever since the crypto winter started and Ethereum switched blockchains, things have started to change, for the good of the rest of the electronic markets. But we'll talk about all of that some other day. And it's not just that there's a shortage. A simple supply and demand rule also forces the suppliers to increase the prices for the items facing the shortage. So even though raw materials like lithium, nickel, and cobalt are short or their supply chains have been disrupted, their prices have increased as well. This unfortunately trickles down to the consumer, and so the backlash takes birth. Do you see how complicated this entire scenario is? Finally, the Cybertruck looming in the shadows. Many may not know about this, but Ford is actually fighting on 2 fronts. On one hand, trying to keep the customers happy, and on the other, having to deal with the constant threat of Cybertruck launching any day and taking over their market cap. The highly anticipated release of Tesla's Cybertruck electric pickup truck poses a significant challenge for Ford's F-150 Lightning. Reports indicate that the Cybertruck has generated strong demand, and Tesla's history of ramping up production and improving its supply chain gives it a competitive edge. However, it's important to note that the pickup truck market is large, with 3 of the top 5 and 5 of the top 10 best-selling vehicle models in the United States for 2022 being pickups. That's a lot of trucks if you ask us. And it also means that even if consumers start to divide among different brands, the pie will still remain big enough for everyone to have a piece. That's a wrap for this video. Given the opportunity, would you be willing to buy the F-150 F-150 given its long waiting times? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.